So yeah, I think it's safe to say the first version of Berserk was pretty game-breaking, but now with this newest rework, Berserk will still provide a great power boost, but with added drawbacks, so instead of it being game-breaking, it is now just a great ability. Okay then, starting us off, let's jump into the Berserk Volkaloa sets. We're running 200 speed TPs to be as fast as possible, while the 200 melee attack TPs are gonna let us hit as hard as possible. The 20 energy TPs will get us to 253 energy at level 50, which will let us use 1 Blaze Rush, 1 Savage Greed, and 3 Blaze of Glories. And then we have 80 TPs left over, which I've put them all into our range defense, and I went out of my way to lower my melee defense UPs to 39. Which will just allow my range defense stat to now be greater than my melee defense stats, forcing Perdigon to gain a melee attack increase rather than a ranged one. But if you don't want to do that, you can just put them all into health instead. For the personality, there are a few options: very brawny for the most damage, very nimble for the most speed, or nimble and brawny for a mixture of both, which this is what I've gone with. Then for the ability, we're running Berserk, which will increase the damage of all of our moves by 50%, but we aren't able to use any support moves and we're also unable to utilize held items. But with that being said, even if we can't take advantage of a held item ourselves, we can punish Loomians that want to use barter against us. So, I've gone with a restrictive shield, so if the opponent switches our items, they won't be able to use any support moves anymore. And the increased range block doesn't really matter too much for us since Volkaloa is a melee attacker. But there are some other options that you could consider, like Heavy Shackles, or I think you could also get away with any of the status inflicting held items. And then finally for the moves, we're running Blaze of Glory as our strongest Fire Stab move, Savage Greed as our strongest Ancient Stab move, Coconut Bomb for coverage to hit water type Loomians, and Blaze Rush can let us increase our speed while also dealing damage. Although there are some other options like Primal Slash, Charred Claws, or even Phantom Slash, I guess. Okay then, hopping into the first battle, and yeah, I gotta say, Volkaloa has some pretty good matchups, although I will say, bulky water type, being Luminami, not so great, and quite a few things that might outspeed us, so yeah, definitely need to go for Blaze Rush to increase my speed. Okay then, let's lead off a Ragoon. I want some entry hazards down, or I'm gonna try and steal an ability. Stealing Banok's ability ain't too bad, honestly, here. And actually, thinking about it, it probably isn't Soul Burst Straussor, maybe it's Soul Burst Dragodine. Because this Banok might go for Banana Split, to be honest. And honestly, I didn't really think about it too much until now. Well, hey, I got Assertive, so hey, love to see it. I don't think I'm ever going to use it low, but it's good that I got rid of it on Banok. Probably should have saved that low, and maybe I could have tried stealing Dragodine Staunch. That might have been a really good idea. So yeah, here, let's go for Icicle Trap. I'm just trying to, like, keep the Dragodine off of the field if they brought it. They did bring Straussor, so maybe actually both of them are potentially Soul Burst, and they just brought one that is better for the battle. Or maybe Stratosaur is actually the Soul Burst, and Dragodine is just here to keep entry hazards removal from happening. Well, hey, Stratosaur is on the field, so I'm gonna go for a Naligash. I can live one hit, guaranteed. Okay, Stratosaur didn't Soul Burst. It is Frail Armor though, so that is definitely a Soul Burst one. I'm gonna assume Magnify here. Yeah, that isn't like a terrible idea, but my Ragoon has got a Clutch plushie, so I will always live another hit. Although that Stratosaur is now so fast, yeah, my Volkaloa is not going to outspeed it even if I get a +1. So let's have Ragoon hit it again. And actually, because they're now Soul Bursting, they're lowering their melee defense a little bit. And with the Frail Armor kicking in, now they're at -1 melee defense, I'm going to live this set. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish them off, so hey, this is a really good trade for me. I get rid of their Soul Burst, and I keep Icicle Traps on the field. Okay, let's see. Let go for Energy Surge, and I'm sorry, man. I feel like we've had this exact same matchup before, sometime before, and it is happening exactly again, and that should be the one-shot. Okay, yeah, that went pretty good for me. Okay, next up, they go back into Banok, which, yeah, makes complete sense. They could go for Banana Split. I don't know if they'd really want to low. I'm gonna try and get Babs up. I don't know if Ragoon is gonna live low. To be honest, I probably should just switch into Tsukame. There's no reason to give up Ragoon right now. We can save it for a sacrifice later if I super need to. Okay, it's Preemptive Strike. A little bit strange that they didn't do that on the very first turn. Unless my Ragoon outspeeds the Benoki for some reason, but I feel like that probably shouldn't be happening. Here, let's go for Seasong. I just want Pivot if I let me, but no, it's Banana Split. Okay, that's gonna be a little bit tough to get rid of if they did bring the Dregodyne, but I haven't seen it yet. But then again, we've only seen Banoki and Stratosaurus a little bit too soon to say. But yeah, there's the Ikazune. Are gonna milk my Ice Cold Traps a little bit, which is a little bit annoying, but that's fine. We're just gonna go into Eliguana here. I'm assuming an electric type move, right? They kind of have to for the Tsukame. Yep. So hey, my Eliguana is gonna get a range attack increase. Okay, love to see it. Here, I'm not gonna think about it too much. Yes, if they have Dregodyne, they are most likely gonna go into it now to prevent Mudslide, but again, not gonna think about it right now. I'm just clicking Mudslide, and it's Festifer. Okay. That's pretty good for me, right? Ikazune, Festifer, Banoki, Stratosaur. Maybe they don't have Dregodyne, or maybe they just were a little bit scared about switching into a +1 Eliguana, which is fair. But hey, with that and Banana Split being gone now, let's sacrifice Ragoon to get my Volkaloa into the battle for free. We're just wanting to click Blaze Rush so I can try and outspeed the Ikazune. Although, if the Ikazune is Boots, I think I outspeeds Ikazune Boots, right? Volkaloa is 102 base speed. Ikazune is only like, what, 90 something? I'm gonna click Blaze Rush. Play go. Is Ikazune. This is probably Raging Flamelin, isn't it? Oh, it isn't. Okay, that is actually really good for me. I don't know if I live a hit low from Ikazune. I'm gonna throw off a Savage Greed, but I don't know if I can one-shot it, and I don't know if I can live a hit from it. Okay, we do outspeed it, and Savage Greed does pick up the KO. Okay, good. I was actually a little bit scared there. I actually 100% thought it was Raging Flame, since they switched Ikazune in. Luminami switching in. We can take a hit from Luminami, I'm pretty sure, so let's just go for a Coconut Bomb. We just want some massive damage on the Luminami, and they do that. I'm assuming they just click Flash and Flee here. Right now it looks like it's just, what, bulky Loomians left, so I just need to power my way through them. And damn, that's a lot of damage. And I get the burn! That's actually huge. That is actually really good. That is going to do a pretty good amount low, but hey, I'm still fine. I am just barely hanging on. Okay, let's switch out Luminami into Festifer. I'm just gonna click Blaze Rush here. I would love to click Blaze of Glory, but that is definitely gonna knock me out. Blaze Rush should be enough, right? I'm like very confident in this. Or at least it should. But yep, it does. Festifer is down. I get another speed increase, which isn't necessary, but hey, I'll take it. Now I only really have enough energy to click one more move. Unless I just barely get enough back with passive energy. Okay, Lego back into Luminami. Oh, this is actually Lost Loomian. I thought they had another Loomian for some reason, but no. It was the Ikazune, and I just got rid of it. Well, hey, Coconut Bomb Lens should be enough to take it out, and actually, I got just enough passive energy back that I can actually click it twice, if I, for some reason, needed to. But yep, that should be the KO on Luminami. Our last one did, I think, way over half damage, right? So this will definitely pick up the knockout. Nice. Okay, Volkaloa went pretty crazy there, and it just barely lives. Okay, yeah, Volkaloa is pretty good. I can tell just after that one battle. But hey, let's hop into another one. Okay, Lynn, hopping into the next battle. I think Volkaloa looks alright here. There are like some pretty good matchups, but there are some pretty scary Loomians. Dorigo, big threatening Draco Beams. It could be Soul Burst Stratosaur or Soul Burst Dregodyne, and other than that, I mean, hey, they have a couple of Drudge users, so that's also kind of scary. Anyway, Ragoon lead it is. It is Dokimori lead. Do I need to preemptive strike this? Not really. I feel like I should just Naligash it. I get to do some damage, it can't heal obviously. I get to steal something's ability. And I feel like it's most likely going to either Baffle or Icicle Trap. Oh, I got the melee defense turn 1? Nice. And I get Sponge! Awesome. And yep, it is Icicle Trap. Thinking about their team, do they have a fire type? I've already forgotten. Oh no. I've already forgotten how! Okay, let's go for... Icicle Trap, I guess. Just because I can hit the Doku for super effective, and the Terrafly for super effective damage. Oh, they actually just hit me. That's fine. Ragoon can take quite a few of those. I'm gonna go for Bobs here now. They should Baffle or Hard Switch. To be honest, they could just Hard Switch. But it looks like they're gonna Baffle or hit me. Okay, they're just trying to hit me. You do realize you're at -1 melee defense, right? I could hit you, like, fairly hard right now. I kinda want another layer of Bobs, but I don't necessarily need it. I might as well hit the Dokimori again. So now it is definitely in range of a Volkaloa. That critical hit wasn't really needed, but sure, I'll take it. Now, are they gonna just sacrifice their Doku? I'm gonna go for Bobs, I feel like they will. They stay in. Okay, so I'm assuming they just attack again. Yep, that should knock me out right. Okay, well, it's Volkaloa time. I got a lot of entry hazards up. I'm gonna partially melt the Icicle Trap. And because this Doku is on -1 melee defense, Blaze Rush should just knock it out. Easy peasy, right? So, sure, let's get this going. See you later, Doku, and whatever switches in now, I should outspeed it. Unless it's a fast boot user. Okay, next up is Stratosaur. That is fine. You will not outspeed me. So hey, that is an easy Blaze of Glory. I am going to take a lot of recoil though. Yes, quite a bit. But I mean, that's not too bad, I guess. It's not too bad. It could be way worse. But yeah. Honestly, if Volkaloa dies right now, I would be pretty happy. It's kind of done what I've at least needed it to do. The Zakolos, it is fairly tanky, so I actually don't know if it's going to live a Coconut Bomb. They generally are like what? Are they fast Drudge users or are they slow Drudge users? I really could not tell you. I'm going to Coconut Bomb. If it doesn't one-shot, I still think it's fine. Volkaloa, I mean, so far has already done a pretty good job. Got rid of the Stratosaur, which for some reason didn't Soul Burst. Not sure why. Maybe the Dragodine is their Soul Burst, and yeah, Aklos does barely just live. Go for a Drudge. Come on, go for a Drudge. I know you want to be greedy. Go for a Drudge. Soft Water? Was that a misclick? I feel like that was a misclick. Bro, this is just a paid actor. Why did he Soft Water? So it's not, it's clearly a bulky Aklos. If it was a speedy Aklos, I think it would have just died. And it has Soft Water, so it has to be defensive, right? I'm assuming they just forgot about Coconut Bomb, and they assumed, oh yeah, I'm neutral to fire, but with my ability, I resist fire. So I'm assuming they thought I just couldn't hit them. Next up playing is Terrafly. I don't really have much energy, to be honest. I feel like a Blaze Rush might be enough to KO Terrafly, to be honest. I want to go for Savage Greed, but that has got a chance to miss. I'm just going to Blaze of Glory, I guess. I mean, clearly Volkaloa is putting in freaking work. Dang. I mean, hey. Volkaloa's gotten 4 KOs so far. Nice. And last up is Halvantic. I don't think this is going to let me get a free way to rest off, right? So I guess we're flailing. How much damage does a flail do? I actually don't know if this is Berserk boosted or not. We do... not a lot of damage, not gonna lie. They go for Primal, yeah. I mean, hey. Oh, okay, critical hit was not necessary, but damn. They definitely threw with that Akalos. And like I said, even if the Akalos didn't go down, I would have been pretty happy with that. Stratosaur's gone, Doku's gone, which was mostly Ragoon, but Volkaloa technically got the KO. And we would have nuked Akalos. It would have been on 2 health. And after the soft water, it would have been like what, like 10-15%. Nemesis could have easily cleaned. This could actually backfire low now. I don't actually have a great switch into Halvantic, not going to lie. This is looking kinda bad. I guess I'll go El Iguana. I think Sukame can live 1 guaranteed. I actually wasn't paying attention. Is this aggressive or is this the Uller ability? Okay, I live that, nice. I was not paying attention. If this is aggressive, I definitely should have gone Sukame first. But never mind, I think El Iguana just one-shotted it. Okay, well, that was, I guess pretty good for Volkaloa. Sure, I don't know why the Stratosaur didn't Soul Burst. Maybe it's not a Soul Burst one, or maybe it was the Clutch ability, but they didn't realize Ice Cold Traps broke Clutch. That's my only guess. And now, let's try out a pretty gimmicky Volkaloa set, although I will say this is basically a walking tactical nuke. We're running 200 speed TPs to be as fast as possible, while the 200 melee attack TPs will let us hit as hard as possible. We don't need any energy investment, so 4 TPs will do there. And then the 96 remaining TPs are leftovers, which if you're running Tender, you can get away with 8 range defense TPs to make our range defense stats greater than our melee defense stats, and the other 88 TPs can go into health. Or if you aren't running Tender, you can just put them all into health instead. And for the personality, you can either run Very Brawny for the most damage, Very Nimble for the most speed, which is what I'm running, or Nimble and Brawny for a mixture of both. Then for the held item, we're running a Flame Shell, which will increase the damage of the first fire type move we use by 50%, but there are some other options, mostly being a different shell. For the ability, we're running Volcanic, which will double the damage of all of our fire type moves, but will be unable to move on the following turn as we recharge. And then finally for the moves, we're running Brawn Boost to increase our damage output, Blaze of Glory as our strongest fire stab option, Primal Slash as our most reliable ancient stab option, and Coconut Bomb for coverage to hit water type Loomians. Although if you wanted to, you could switch out Primal Slash for Savage Greed if you want more power. Okay then, now let's check out the tactical nuking of Volkaloa. Now, luckily for us, I don't see any water types at all, even remotely tanky ones. Although, I do see an Infernix which does quad resist fire. That is like the only Loomian that can actually take a Blaze of Glory, potentially. But actually, it's also part ancient type, so I could just Primal Slash it, so just gotta make the right prediction, I guess, for that. Anyway, let's lead up with Ragoon. I want to steal either a good ability or get entry hazards up. So with Gastroc on the field, I don't really want Slimy. I would rather steal its Soul Burst ability, because that way it won't resist fire, but it resisting fire or not doesn't matter at all for Volkaloa. We're just gonna nuke it anyway. Let's go for Ice Cold Trap, just so I can try to bait out the Infernix more often, I guess. Lego Phage Knot. This could have Teardown. Do I want to get rid of Phage Knot's ability? Getting rid of Malware is not a bad idea, to be honest. But at the same time, it would be funny if they turn off my Volkaloa's ability, so I can fire off a Blaze Rush, or Blaze of Glory, without it locking me for a turn. But I don't really want to do that. I'm going to go for an Allagash here. We outspeed it, so it's probably the tanky one, and yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll take Malware. I'm completely fine with that. Do I actually steal it, or does Malware just replace Ability Thief? I actually don't know which one has priority there. I'm hoping I stole it, but I don't know. Like, actually, I'm really not sure about that. Hal Vantic is in. Yeah, that's actually really good against my team. I don't have like a great switch in for it. Volkaloa is kind of it. Oh no. I guess I'll go for a Nalagash, just because if they were slower than me, I could have got some damage at the very least, but they are boots, it looks like. What move did they lock themselves into again? Because I completely missed it. I want to say Baneful Bash, but I'm not gonna lie, I was not paying attention. I have no idea. Like, Volkaloa technically could come out, but I think Nemesis makes the most sense, and we're just gonna click a Dark type move. Sure. Okay, yeah, they go for the withdrawal, so I'm assuming Baneful. Into Lashent, that's fine. Doing a little bit of damage to this is great as well, just so I don't have to click Blaze of Glory on it with Volkaloa. Never mind, I get to just take out Lashent right now. I mean, yeah, it would be funny hitting a quad weak to fire Loomian with Blaze of Glory that's Flame Shell boosted, maybe with a Braum boost, and Volcanic. That would be really funny, but if I'm going to use it on a plant type, I'm going to save it for Gasstroke, I guess. But honestly, I'm kind of down just to fire it off at anything. Okay, Halvante's coming back in. Yeah, you're not fooling anyone, right? You're going to go for an electric type move here. Like, surely. Right? Yeah. Sorry, bro. That ain't gonna work around here. And because Lashent is gone, I can go for Flash and Flee? No, I can't. We have a Gas Stroke still. Let's go for Zip Zap. I'm most likely gonna go into Gas Stroke right now. Yes, it is. Okay. That's gonna take some damage from my Azco Traps. I think now is time for the Volkaloa. Let's go for our Braum boosts. And let's just try to nuke something. I think honestly going for Blaze of Glory here makes more sense, but I want Braum boost, okay? I want to absolutely nuke something. There's Phage Knot. Yeah. Sorry, bro, but I am going to absolutely delete you. This is not a great set, by the way. I'm just letting you know. It is very gimmicky, but it is really, really fun. You see this Phage Knot? Now you don't. It is so dead. It is so dead. Oh, wait. Am I going to be trapped in? Am I locked? Malware got rid of my ability. I'm pretty sure I got the volcanic damage increase. But am I locked into recharging? Oh, I am. Also, we've also just learned Ability Thief doesn't work on malware, I guess. That also kind of sucks. Oh, I actually lived a hit from Wintrix. Bad news, Wintrix. You don't outspeed this. Have another Blaze of Glory for your face, man, and you're out of here. I'm gonna die to recall, though. Well, that went better than expected. My Volkaloa, I was mostly intending to get one funny kill and just try to win from there, but it got two. If I lose this now somehow, this is gonna go really bad. Let's go... Eliguana? No, Sukame? I'm gonna go Nemesis, but if it's Halvantic, I am screwed. It is Halvantic. I am so screwed. I don't know what they're gonna click. I really don't. Halvantic could just win from here, to be honest, and that would be so sad. Volkaloa did so much work. Why did I not bring my Balrog, man? Why did I not bring it? Okay, let's go Eliguana. Obviously, Eliguana isn't going to be super good into the Gas Stroke. They go for Naligash. That is fine. My Eliguana somehow lives it. Okay. Let's go for Zip Zap, just so they can't go to Gas Stroke for free. They knock out my Eliguana. Now... Oh, that's actually maybe not the greatest thing in the world, because now that I got rid of my electric immunity, he could just switch into Gas Stroke now and just come back in and start clicking electric type moves. I might need Tsukame to live a hit. I don't know if it's going to do that low, if it's a +1, but hey, let's go Nemesis here, and we're clicking Dark Surge. I could try and batter the Halvantic. Nope, they actually keep Halvantic in. I don't think that was the correct play. I'm pretty sure your last one is Gas Stroke, right? That critical hit was not necessary, but I'll take it. pretty sure your last one is Gas Stroke. I don't know why you just didn't sacrifice it. It is. Yeah, because it's taking damage from Ice Cold Trap. So this Dark Surge is definitely going to knock you out. But yeah, that is the tactical nuke Volkaloa. Like I said, it is very gimmicky, but it is really, really fun to use. And you can definitely catch people off guard. I mean, I'm assuming he probably thought his Phage Knot might live? I actually haven't battled against a Phage Knot for a while, so I actually don't know if it was going to live that +2 Volkaloa anyway, without the ability, but hey, I'll take it. It's pretty funny just to absolutely nuke things, so it is what it is. But yep, there is the Gas Stroke gone. And yeah, that honestly went way better than I expected. Like I said, I was mostly anticipating one kill, especially if you're trying to go for Blaze of Glory immediately. If I was trying to go for like picks with like Primal Slash and Coconut Bomb first, sure, you can get more than one kill. But if you're just looking for nuke, you're most likely going to get one kill and just get revenge killed. Luckily for me, the Wind Tricks kind of sucked. It did not KO my Volkaloa in one shot. That was really unfortunate on their part. I do see a very bulky fire type and 2 priority users. This might be a little tough, but we'll give it a shot. Okay then, let's lead up with Ragoon. I want to steal a really good ability, or just get hazards down, and lead off with Tatab. Getting rid of Tatab's Awakening honestly isn't a bad shout. I'm trying to think about everything else on their team. I don't think there's a bad ability to steal, so I'm just going to Preemptive Strike, and hey, we'll leave Tatab in. If this is Secret ability, that would actually be better because they would paralyze themselves and not get a speed increase, but no, it is just Awakening. I can live a hit from this, so I can actually just remove the Tatab. And I am honestly completely fine with that. Okay, they boucher me, they give me boots. That's fine, that means I'm going to outspeed them now on the next turn. If I didn't one-shot them, but I already did. Yeah, I don't think that was a play, but thanks, man. I mean, it does suck that I got boots because now I can't set Babs up right now, but it doesn't really matter. Crabtana comes in. I can definitely just hit it, to be honest. But I don't necessarily need to. I have got Sukame. But getting rid of Tatab was really good. The only like tanky Loomian I really have on my team to deal with it is Wiki Wiki, but Wiki Wiki is really bad into like the rest of the team, to be honest. Yeah, we might as well save the Ragoon for later. If I can try and get Babs up later, that'll be great. So I'm going to go into Sukame, and we're just going to throw off a Body Crash, right? I don't think you really have anything super great to switch into this. Sumobito, I mean, it could probably take one. Not very well, but it can take one. That was a critical hit low. Okay. I think we just go for a Nuller. Body Crash. Getting rid of Sumobito is going to be pretty nice, so it just can't go for Counter Stance or Counter Poise against me. Counter Stance also be more terrifying, but yeah, removing this is going to be great. The main issue is going to be that, I forgot what the fire type Barry is called, Pyrolan, because that is just going to be a hard wall, even though they're mostly run as what, range tanks, I think? It's still going to be pretty annoying. Crabtana comes back in. I'm going to assume this might be Vengeance Slen, since they're switching it in so much. But my Sukame definitely lives a hit. I'm gonna Body Crash again. There's Rogue. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that one. There's my Milkshake as well, so hey, love to see it. I might actually live a Nuller hit. Maybe. Okay, Clutch Plush it. That makes sense. That makes sense. This could be very nimble then. I'm just trying to like gauge if my Volkaloa will outspeed Crabtana. I think I will, because mine is running very nimble, so I don't think there's any way a Crabtana is going to outspeed mine. Volkaloa at least. Let's just trade off Sukame here. I don't think we're going to get like too much out of Sukame now, so we might as well just let the Crabtana take me out. But nope, they set up a Drudge. I don't know what the game plan was, but nice. Crabtana's down. Okay, the main issue that I'm going to have, Len, is how am I going to get a Braum boost off? We definitely need a Braum boost off on Volkaloa so I can actually just devastatingly get rid of something. I might actually take out the Pyrolin if I get a Brawn boost off, we might have to try it. Well, against the Foreman, I don't really want to start spamming Peace of Mind, so I'm gonna hit it with a Body Crash and hopefully take it under half health. And it's so close! It is so close. Do I go down to Poison? I do. I need just a little bit more damage, and I would have been fine. But I have got Ragoon. Ragoon doesn't have the greatest range defense in the game, but I resist their moves. So here's an Allagash for your face, and that actually should be the Forming down. Nice. Okay, well, we've gotten rid of, like, a lot of big threats. The two priority users, it's mostly just Pyrolin, but we haven't seen it yet. Oh, I am so sorry, Gasstroke. Oh, actually, this is the last Loomian. I am so sorry, Gasstroke. You're really not gonna like what my Volcaloa is gonna do. I would like to try and go for a Brawn boost, but I don't know how well this is gonna go. They go for the Soul Burst. I'm assuming here they might go for the Tamp. I'll try and Brawn boost, but I don't know how well I'm gonna take a Stratagem at +1. But yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised we didn't see the Pyrolin. That would have been pretty good for my Volkaloa, just to kind of stop it dead in its tracks. But yep, they go for the Tamp. I probably should hit it, but I want a Brawn boost off. But at the same time, I could just throw a Blaze of Glory. I could. I mean, it'll definitely do a lot of damage. But I'm gonna recoil, so if I can live a hit, I might as well Brawn boost, right? Because I'm not gonna get to hit them twice. They go for a Tamp, okay. I definitely don't think I can live a Stratagem now, so I think it's time to hit it. We have so many boosts stacked up, how much is this gonna do to a Gasstroke? Okay, nice. I took half my health in recoil though. Yeah, that's a lot of multipliers. +2 melee attack, we have the Volcanic ability, we have Stab, Blaze of Glory is just 120 base power, and then we have a Shell boosting it on top of that. So many multipliers.